We also wanted to think about how much nitrogen were we going to be able to account for the legume that we put in our cover crop, right? Because we had to think about, I'm adding something to my management. I'm paying for something else. Is it going to be providing a cost on or a return on investment, right? So let's take and look at a short example of the value or contributions of a cover crop, mixed cover crop. So looking here, this year I did this comparison. I don't remember which year. I do have urea at 615. Does anybody know what urea is right now? No ideas. I did a quick Google search and I found it all over the place, from $400 something to almost $700. So I'm not certain. We don't utilize a lot of urea anymore, so that's not something I keep. But at the time, it was $615 a ton, and it equated out to about 67 cents per pound of N. Looking at crimson clover, seeding rate of 15 pounds at 97 cents a pound, it cost me $14.55 acre. The rye, 40 pounds, a quarter per pound, $9.60 acre, total of $24.15 per acre for the cover crop only. And then there's the urea again. So looking at the contributions or the value of that legume cover crop, so crimson clover has the capability, and this is coming out of managing cover crops profitably, a range of 70 to 130 pounds of N per acre. That's what it can contribute. Now there are a lot of factors in that range, right? I couldn't plant it in December and kill it in March and expect any of that number, more than likely. But if it's managed intensively, you could get somewhere between that 70 to 130. Okay, so that's already a benefit to me as the producer. All right, so looking at 70 pounds, if I'm going to go on the low side, 70 pounds times that 67 cent per pound of N gives me roughly a value of $46.90 per acre in nitrogen, potentially. If I got the 130, it'd be a potential of $87.11 per acre benefit, right? But we're going to, on our example, we're going to stay on the low end. So looking at just the cost comparisons, my cover crop cost me $24.15 per acre, and I'm going to assume that it's going to give me 70 pounds in. If I did the equivalent or the replacement of that, didn't have the cover crop, and I wanted to just apply 70 units of urea, it cost me $46.90 per acre, just to get that same 70. So just, taking the difference between those two, per acre benefit, I get $22.75. I'm to the good just by utilizing the cover crop. Then we're only looking at the legume component of the cover crop, just producing nitrogen. That's the only thing we're looking at. Think back to that original slide. What are some additional benefits that we're giving? We're having lower soil temperature. We're having less herbicide-resistant weeds. We're having less erosion. How do we put dollar figures on all of those? Again, we could be here all day talking about those, but I'm looking here specifically at nitrogen. So we see the cover crop alone has nearly paid for itself just in its legume, the nitrogen contribution that it has. So it was a no-brainer for us as operators to keep including that in our operation.